Everyone, welcome to Crypto Conversation, and this is your host Shiv. So hopefully we will be able to pay for our coffee at Starbucks in Bitcoin, right? So one of the news that's coming out right now, the Lightning protocol, the first test has been successful on the Bitcoin network. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about one of the a Revolt app, one of the major app from Europe, which supports about 25 currencies of different countries, has now onboarded cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. So fiat currency and cryptocurrencies both. So this is in terms of adoption. We're also going to talk about Bitcoin touching about $14,000, $2,500 growth in just 1 year. And is it a bubble? Is it going to burst? Or is it an adoption? This is something that we're going to talk about. And one of the mining firm, Nicehash, has been hacked worth 60 million funds. Now, this is the risk with the mining companies, guys. So welcome back once again, and thank you so much everyone for coming back. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss out on important updates. We talk about cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, blockchain, ICOs, news developments, market sentiments. If you have any question, feel free to leave it in the comment below. Once again, we will start with the coinmarketcap.com. So look at the price of a Bitcoin, 14,431 US dollar, leading the chart all the way with 61% dominance. This is after a very long time, 61%. So we had a growth of about 2,500 in just 1 day. And, there would be a question mark as to what exactly is happening with Bitcoin. But I do think that a lot of credit actually goes to these companies, financial institutes like NASDAQ, CME, CBO, E Group, and things like that, for this rapid increase in the Bitcoin price of about $2,000 in just a day. And if you look at the GDAX, the GDAX Coinbase Digital Currency Exchange has been the leading rally all the day. The price on GDAX is currently about 500 ahead of all the Western Bitcoin exchanges. So yes, there is a rapid adoption of Bitcoin, and in fact, there was a news today. There's a news in Mumbai Mirror. This is another newspaper from Mumbai, which has spoken about the new money, Bitcoin, the new money. The surging value of Bitcoin has got the whole world talking, but many questions remains over its future and potential for mainstream adoption. So in terms of mainstream adoption, we have two news right now. The Revolt app, which in fact I downloaded. I didn't download it because this is the older version, this tab, but I was checking them out on the Android app. So they do exist, guys. And they have this app wherein you can pay in 25 different currencies. I'm not talking about the cryptocurrency. I'm talking about the fiat currency. 25 fiat currency you could make the payment in. You really don't have to convert them. So this is called Revolt Beyond Banking. So they have gone ahead and added cryptocurrencies now, Bitcoin and others. Here's the news. So that's a MasterCard-backed Revolt enables Bitcoin for cross-border payments. Despite being one of the hottest trends in the world right now, getting exposure to cryptocurrency has notoriously been time-consuming and expensive. And when the CEO of Revolt app said that, they said that this is not a fraud. The cryptocurrency and Bitcoins are not a fraud. And this is an old versus new. It's more like a goal. It's not a fraud. It's more like a goal, and it's about changing the mindset. It's changing the mindset from the fiat currency, which is a paper currency, which is backed by, I don't know, maybe gold or maybe not, and stepping into a decentralized cryptocurrency, which is backed by consensus, which is backed by algorithm, which is backed by mathematics, which is regulated by mathematics. A lot of people have this question: it's not regulated. The best answer is the cryptocurrencies are regulated by the mathematics, and nobody beats mathematics. So this is the news coming right now in the terms of adoption. Now, why would the Bitcoin prices and the cryptocurrencies prices will not go up when there is a massive adoption like this? When these companies starts adopting cryptocurrencies, in terms of payment or providing a platforms and things like that. So this is one of the reason of the increase in the Bitcoin price for sure. Uh, Another news I want to share that unexpected in South Korea, they have actually banned Bitcoin futures trading. Now, this is contrary to what is happening in USA. In USA, the Wall Street companies, Nasdaq, CME Group are going to be trading Bitcoin futures. Even the Tokyo Financial Exchange will be trading Bitcoin futures. But in South Korea, they have said no right now to Bitcoin futures. I think they are trying to draw some regulations and define some laws, some rules around the cryptocurrencies, and then probably go ahead and list it as Bitcoin futures. So remember, there's a difference. It is not that they are trying to ban Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. It's just that they have put a stop on the Bitcoin futures trading. South Korea is still the Bitcoin exchanges are still on. The payments are still being done. I mean, South Korea is one of the biggest country in terms of cryptocurrency adoption after China banned all the exchanges there in China. So it's just that they want to take some more time for Bitcoin futures trading, which is good in a way. So this is the news coming out from South Korea. Another news, guys, the mining service Nicehash has been hacked 60 million. Now, this is what happens when you actually invest into mining companies. Of course, this had a different model altogether. They had a different kind of service. They were not into lending where you can give your Bitcoin and Ethereum and they give you some returns from the mining pool. It's not a mining pool basically. Nicehash is not a mining pool. Rather, it's a site that allows owners of the mining equipment to rent out their hash power to buyers. Sellers of hash power find it convenient because they don't have to spend as much time finding the most profitable coins to mine. Buyers are happy that they don't have to buy expensive mining equipment for what they merely be a short but intense about mining. But they have been hacked recently with $60 million in Bitcoin. So this is the news. I mean, people who were actually had invested, they have lost their money in Bitcoin, and this is the risk that you have. So I mean, there is always a question whether you should lend your Bitcoin and Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies for mining to another pool or not, because since the Bitcoin cryptocurrencies markets are not regulated, what if you lend out your Bitcoin and Ethereum to someone for a mining pool company and they come out with something like this, that we have been hacked? Now, you don't really have a solution to that. When they say they have been hacked, they can't pay you, you're stuck. So always advise that even if you're doing so, even if you're investing into mining pools and all those stuff, make sure that it is not a larger chunk of portfolio. Maybe a smaller chunk of portfolio is good, because so that if anything goes wrong with the company, you don't lose out on your funds. It won't impact much. I mean, you would lose out, but it would not have a major impact. So this is something to be careful about, guys. Do not lend out all your Bitcoin, Ethereum to in a mining pool. Just keep about maximum percentage of yourself and probably a small percentage for mining pools and stuff like that. Yeah, so I do this is definitely a sad news for the people who were actually invested into Nicehash. Yeah, so we talked about this developers release Lightning Network. So it seems that the test has been successful on Bitcoin network. So what basically it does is that it enables the Bitcoin transactions to be faster. This is something called as Lightning Network. Now, of course, there was a white paper was released in 2015 by the Lightning Labs with this proposal of application of Lightning Network on Bitcoin. What this does is this basically enables the transactions to be faster. So so one of the reason issue right now we have is limited scalability is one of the main problems that we have. And the current Bitcoin blockchain can only process a few transactions per second. It cannot actually take more than it cannot even take 1,000 transactions per second, which is processed by the Visa and Masters and all that. So this is where the Bitcoin Lightning Network white paper was released. This was published in 15. What this will do is this will increase the speed of the Bitcoin transaction. At the same time, this will also lower down the transaction fee. So right now, every Bitcoin transaction fee has about $2, $3, $5 fee. Now, if you have to pay for a coffee, which is about $1, or $2, you cannot really afford to pay a fee of $1 or $2, right? Then it's more expensive. So this is where the Lightning Network comes into picture. This will lower down the transaction fee. At the same time, it will make the transactions faster, because when you buy for a coffee, you really don't want to wait for 10 minutes or 15 minutes before the payment is confirmed, before you actually get your coffee at Starbucks. Or maybe you're buying maybe you're at McDonald's, you want to pay in your Bitcoin. So guys, this is an amazing news. This is such an interesting news that I found I wanted to share with you, because if at all this happens, the dream of the Bitcoin was to be accepted as a regular payment method. This is what Bitcoin invented, but however, it turned into a store of value, which is great, which I really don't mind. But then what happens is, what if you could also make the payment for you could also pay for your coffee and at McDonald's and Bitcoin at a lower transaction fee, at a higher approval, a higher rate of transaction approval. You don't have to wait for like even 2 minutes for the transactions to go through. It's like instant, just like Visa or Master. So this would be something like a dream come true. Let's see, when do we have this Lightning Network in full-fledged? Maybe a couple of months or year, something like this. So but the first test has been successful, right? Yeah, so this was something that we covered yesterday. The IOSA price exploded after the agreement with Microsoft and other companies. This is something that I want to cover. And of course, this news here, so it is interesting to see. And this is one of the main reason why the Bitcoin price is going so high, because a lot of people, when you have a news in the news, when you have a Bitcoin article written in the mainstream newspaper, of course, a lot of people read about it, and then they get curious of what exactly Bitcoin is. They get curious of trying to find out more, and when they get to the history of Bitcoin, and that is when they buy their first transaction. And the news like this is definitely is what making Bitcoin mainstream, helping the Bitcoin make mainstream as well. So this was the quite a couple of news that I want to share with you. I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. And do let me know your feedback, any suggestion in the comment below. Always welcome. And it's great to be connected. And it's great to be a part of this emerging economy, wherein we grow together, we share together, and we be together and learn together. So thank you so much, everyone, for coming, watching, and please hit the like button if you're not so. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so that you're updated with all the informations on cryptocurrencies, blockchain space around the globe. See you guys, take care, and have a nice day.